minutes, 10 seconds, and counting. The target for the Apollo 11 astronauts, the moon at liftoff, will be at a distance of 218,096 miles away. We've just passed the 2-minute mark in the countdown. T-minus 1 minute, 54 seconds, and counting. Our status board indicates that the oxidizer tanks in the second and third stages now have pressurized. We continue to build up pressure in all 3 stages here at the last minute to prepare it for liftoff. T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds on the Apollo mission, the flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute, 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed. We'll go on full internal power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading.
Slowly, but gathering speed. Going beautifully, burning hot.
Plus 30 seconds.
Roll complete and a pitch program.
One Bravo is a abort control mode. Altitude's 2 miles.
Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
Going beautifully.
We're through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now.
Apollo 11, 42,000 feet.
17 miles now, downrange 12 miles high, velocity 4,000%.
Stand by on mode 1 Charlie. Mark, mode 1 Charlie. 1 Charlie.
Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging status.
This is Houston, you are go for staging. Inboard cutoff.
Inboard engines out.
I'm inboard cutoff.
Inboard cutoff exactly on schedule. Apollo 11 now 3,000 miles, now doing 3,650 miles an hour. 8.
Downrange 35 miles, 30 miles high. Standing by for the outboard engine cut down now.
Staging. And ignition.
Armstrong reporting staging and ignition. The first stage engines have burned out exactly on schedule. The second stage engines have lit off.
Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good. Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston.
41
At 3
miles.
minutes, downrange 70 miles, 43 miles high, velocity 9,300 feet per second.
We got skirt depth. Roger, we confirm skirt depth.
Apollo 11 going a little faster than expected, but perfectly within
Neil
limits.
Armstrong confirming both the engine skirt separation and the launch escape tower separation.
Houston, be advised the visual is go today. This is Houston. Roger, out. Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look out. Houston, your guidance is converged. You're looking good.
Downrange 140 miles, altitude 62 miles, velocity 10,300 feet per second.
11 Houston, you are go at 4 minutes. Roger.
Still in sight from our long-range cameras.
Ground track.
Burning hot, straight and true all the way. Toward a moon 218,000 miles distant. A moment many Americans, many people never believed could happen or would happen.
190 miles downrange now, 72 miles high, velocity 11,000 feet per second.
And the first major hurdles have been passed for Apollo 11. All going very, very well. The first minutes of a 195-hour-long flight, ticking off almost without tension, almost like a regular airliner takeoff, but for the thunderous roar, the flame of the Saturn
Booster
V.
says it's looking good at 5 minutes.
11 Houston, you are go at 5 minutes. Roger, Apollo 11, go.
We're hearing Neil Armstrong live, reporting back to booster control, Capcom in mission
Downrange
control.
270 miles, altitude 82 miles, velocity 12,472 feet per second.
Fly to S4B to COI capability. Okay.
That's 9,000 miles an hour.
S4B to COI capability.
That's 9,000 miles an hour. Confirmation that the
Apollo 11 could now get into orbit using the S4B if necessary.
Your living room. Thank you. You all are coming through beautifully, too.
very clear communications this morning, very clear air-to-ground from Apollo 11. That's Capcom Bruce McCandless you hear talking from Houston Mission Control. And occasionally Flight Director Cliff Charlesworth in the background. And down...
Everyone's reporting go here in the control center.
So it's 6 minutes, starting to get motors.
And our long-range...
Roger 11, your go from the ground at 6 minutes.
Our long-range cameras have lost the picture finally. Our cameras are now at pad 39, viewing that water deluge or dousing system we told you about. Hundreds of thousands of gallons of water, saving the pad from being all but wiped out by the heat and the flame. The water still going, still keeping cool. Our animated view now showing us what's happening up there at 6 minutes and 35 seconds into the flight of Apollo 11.
Between the second stage and the third stage, the fuel uncovers a sensor starting that sequence.
We're coming up almost to the point where the second stage S2 rockets will burn out.
Uncovered at 8 minutes 17 seconds with outboard engine cut off, 9 minutes 11 seconds on the second stage.
11's go at 7 minutes. 11, this is Houston. Roger, your go from the ground at 7 minutes. Level sense arm at 8+17. Outboard cut off at 9+11. Roger.
Very close to
Downrange
nominal figures.
530 miles, altitude 95 miles, velocity 17,358 feet per second.
Apollo 11 has almost reached orbital velocity now. It'll require another minute of burn of the S2 second stage. President Johnson in the VIP stands with Lady Bird Johnson, obviously relaxed, happy at the way the launch went, and Vice President Agnew next to the president.
7 minutes, 41 seconds.
Roger, we confirm.
Inboard engines are out. on the second stage as planned.
Inboard engine burnout exactly on schedule at 7 minutes 40 seconds. Apollo 11 now about 3 minutes away from going into Earth's orbit over mid-Atlantic.
Apollo 11, go on all sources.
New York, go at 8 minutes.
I've just built the mixture ratio ship.
And galloping
We got
along.
PU shift down here too.
Apollo 11 galloping along now at more than 12,500 miles an hour.
United States Ford, these thunderstorms downrange is about all.
That was Neil Armstrong. We couldn't make out what he said.
11, this is Houston. You are go for staging. Over.
Understand, go for staging.
Stand by for mode 4 capability.
For mode 4.
Mark, mode 4 capability.
Mode 4 and Apollo 11 could get into orbit using the service propulsion system now. Altitude is 100 miles, downrange 883 miles. Outboard engine cut off.
And ignition. Ignition confirmed. Thrusters go, 11.
And we have a good third stage now.
Third stage ignition on schedule, speed building up just the way it should. Looking very, very good.
Velocity 23,128 feet per second. Downrange 1,000 miles, altitude 101 miles.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. At 10 minutes, you are go.
Roger, 11, go. Capcom Bruce McCandless giving the reports here from the control center.
A relaxed Neil Armstrong saying, "Ah, Roger, we're go."
Apollo 11, this is Houston. Predicted cutoff at 11 plus 42. Over.
1142, Rich. Downrange 1,175 miles. Velocity 24,190 feet per second. Altitude 102 nautical miles. Apollo 11 still go on all sources.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are go at 11.
And ticking away the last few seconds.
We're predicting third stage shutdown at 11 minutes 42 seconds.
And Apollo 11 is just about ready to go into orbit in a few seconds from now.
Velocity 25,254 feet per second. Downrange 1,400 miles now. Altitude 102.8 nautical miles.
Shutdown.
Shutdown right on time.
1.4 by 103.6. Roger, shut down, and we copy 101.4 by 103.6.